All right, so in today's webinar, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about Zapier and how to automate a simple sales task that you might do over and over and over again. And we're just going to automate the process so it gets taken off of our plate. And so what Zapier is it's something that I like to compare to digital duct tape. This is how I had it explained to me. And so what it does is it takes two separate apps and it ties them together as the middle step. And so what happens is one app will trigger an event. It will feed information over to Zapier, and then Zapier will send that information to another app. And so in today's demo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have someone book on my calendar. I'm going to put their information into a Google Sheet. At the same time, I'm going to send them an email confirming that they booked a meeting on my calendar and that I'm excited to talk to them. And then I'm going to have it send me a text message that someone booked on my calendar. All right, and that seems like it might be pretty complicated, but it's actually very, very easy. And I'm going to show you step by step how this works. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to prepare our Google Sheet. So what I'm going to do is I'm setting up this Google Sheet. I've named it Zapier Test, and I have two columns, name and email, because those are the two things I ask for when someone books on my calendar. All right, I have my email handy because that's the email I'm going to use to be sending out the email communication. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Zapier, and Zapier is relatively cheap if you have a small account. I think we do, thousands and thousands of zaps a month, and it's around $350 a month for us. So we're going to create a zap. And the first step in this is always a trigger. So something has to happen in order for Zapier to know something's happening, and then it can do a whole bunch of stuff. All right, so the first app that I'm going to search for is Calendly, because that is the trigger point of our whole entire series here, because someone is going to book on my calendar. So Calendly is the first thing, and I'm going to choose an event. And when an invitee is created, so when someone books, it's gonna start this whole process. Now what it's gonna ask you to do is it's gonna ask you to choose an account. And so I already have an account authenticated here. If you didn't have an account, what you would do is you would go into Calendly, find what's called an API key, and put it into this, and it will link it. And all an API key is a unique identifier that ties your Calendly account to this particular Zap. All right, sounds complicated. It's really not. And there are plenty of videos out there to walk you through getting an API key. Calendly has them, Zapier has them. All right, so we're gonna hit continue. So I've selected my Calendly account here, and I'm gonna hit continue. And now what it's gonna do is it's gonna test a trigger. And so what I'm gonna do in order to test this is I'm gonna book a meeting with myself here, and I'll just book a random time. I'll put my name in here, my email, and I'm just gonna leave the text messages blank for now, and I'm gonna hit schedule event. All right, so that event is now scheduled, and now I'm going to test that actually happened. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit test trigger, and now I'm going to make sure that actually came in. So I'm going to load more invitees here, and pulled in 1 second ago. So that was me, and it was Elliot Alicia and Elliot at Empirical 360. So everything looks good there. I'm happy it's working, so I'm going to hit continue. All right, so the next step is I want to add this to my Google Sheet. Okay, so I'm going to go to Google Sheets here as my app, and I'm going to select it. And now I'm going to choose an event. So when someone fills out this calendar, what I want to do is I want to put them into the Google Sheet as a new row. All right, so I'm going to do create a spreadsheet row, and I'm going to hit continue. And now I'm going to choose a Google account, and so this is our Google account here. And I'm going to hit continue. And now I'm going to choose the drive in which the sheet lives, and it's my Google Drive. I'm going to choose the spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet that you used last will typically float to the top. And so here we have Zapier Test. This is this spreadsheet here. And now I'm going to choose a worksheet. And so the sheet is sheet 1. And where you find this is, again, down here where it says sheet 1. If you had multiple worksheets in this, you could select a worksheet that you want to populate. All right, so we're gonna go here. We've got sheet 1, and it's pulling in my column names here. So name and email, which again correspond to this column and this column. So for the name, I'm going to put the name, which is pumped in from Calendly itself. So right there. And then for the email, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna choose the email that I'm using, or that they use to book an appointment with me. In this case, it's myself. And I'm gonna hit continue. Now what it's going to do is it's going to ask me to test this, and you don't want to skip the test. You want to make sure that this actually works. And so I'm going to hit test and continue. And now I should see myself populate here, and bam, there it is. All right, so that is working. I'm happy that it's working. And because I want to do multiple things, I'm going to hit close instead of publish Zap. So I'm going to press close, and now I'm going to add a new action to take place. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Outlook to send the person who booked a time on my calendar, I'm going to send them an email. So I'm going to choose Outlook, and I'm going to choose send an email as my event. All right, so you could do a couple other things here. In this case, I'm just going to do send email. And I'm going to hit continue. And I'm going to choose my account, which is the Elliot at empirical360.com here. And again, if you don't already have this set up in Zapier, it would just ask you to sign into Outlook. You would go sign into Outlook, and then it would be linked to your Zapier account. And all you're doing there is you're just giving Zapier permission to send emails on your behalf using your account. And then you're going to hit continue. And now we need to choose who we're going to send this to. So we're going to send it to the person who booked on my calendar. Like I said, in this case, it's myself. And we're going to go here. We don't need to CC anybody. If you wanted to CC yourself, you could. You don't need to CC anybody. And now we're going to put a subject line. We're going to put thank you for booking on my calendar. And then body format, we're going to choose text. And now for the body, we're going to put hey. And if you want to personalize this, if you collect their first name and last name as separate fields, you can do hey first name. So it would be a merge field. In this case, it's going to be the full name because that's how I have it set up in Calendly. I'm going to put hey Elliot Alicia, thank you for booking. Looking forward to speaking. And if you wanted to, you could technically put the date in there as well. Calendly passes that over. So if you look over here, you could say, looking forward to speaking at this time. It's formatted weird, so you could technically use a formatter. Or look, actually, they added event start time pretty. Interesting. So I could put, thank you for booking your time, and I'll put this in there. Thank you. Looking forward to speaking at an event start time. So there we go. And if you wanted to attach something, you could, like a PDF or whatever it is. So we're happy with that. We're going to hit continue. And now we're going to test this. So I should hear my email go off as soon as I hit test. Any second now. There it is. And here's my email. So it says, hey, Alicia, thank you for booking. Looking forward to speaking at 12:30 p.m. Friday, July 1st. Bam, it's working. We're on a roll. So now we're still not going to publish a Zap. We're going to do one more thing. We are going to send a text message to me because I want to know when people book on my calendar. And so Calendly has an internal, or not Calendly, sorry, Zapier has an internal SMS feature where it will SMS the user of the account. So you can't send other people text messages with their SMS function. You could use a different SMS app such as Simple Texting. That's the one I use the most. There are a lot of texting apps out there. Simple Texting is very, very easy to use though. I've actually done that in another video in this group. So I'm going to use SMS by Zapier. So again, this is Zapier's internal function and it only goes to me. And I'm going to choose send an SMS. I'm going to hit continue and now I'm going to choose an account. And again, this is their internal one. Continue. And now you can choose what number you want it to come from. So let's say that this happens a lot and you want to save it in your phone so you know that someone has booked a call with you. You can do that. So I'm just going to choose a random number. It doesn't really matter where it comes from to me. And I'm going to say someone booked a meeting. And then if I want to, I can put who that someone is. So I'm going to put me. And then I also will include my email address in case I want to look this person up or know what their email is. And so now we're going to hit continue. And again, good practice. We're going to test this and we're going to see if it comes through on my phone. All right, so I'm going to hit test and continue. And sure enough, it just came through. Let me hold it up to the camera. There it is right there. Someone booked a meeting, Elliot Alicia, Elliot at empirical360.com. All right, hopefully that's clear for you. So it's working. We're happy. So now that it's working and all these steps are working, we're going to hit Publish Zap and we're going to turn this on. And our Zap is on as it says right here. So I'm just going to close this down. And now what I'm going to do and what you should definitely do every single time is you should test this in real time because we were testing it within Zapier. But now I want to go back and actually book a meeting with myself and make sure that it works. All right, so I'm just going to go back to calendly.com. I'm going to go to my account and book a meeting with myself. So I'm going to do today and I'm going to do 12:45 and I'm going to put my name and my email and hit schedule event. So now a bunch of things should happen. Number one, I should be in the spreadsheet again, and there I am. I should get an email to myself saying, thank you for booking a meeting. It says, there it is again. Hey, Elliot, thank you for booking your meeting. Looking forward to speaking at 12:45, Friday, July 1st, 2022. And the last step in that whole process is getting a text message from myself, which just came through, and you can see the second one right there. Bam. All right, so this thing is working. All right, so again, the purpose of this is not so you can do this exact Zap. This is a great Zap to do. I actually have this Zap running. But what I want to show you is the capability of this and the fact that you could do multiple things off of one event. I also want you to get your wheels turning as to things that you can automate in your firm, because there are probably a lot of tasks that you do that can be automated. So creating a spreadsheet when someone's onboarded, or when someone comes into your Clio platform, triggering a series of events or onboarding tasks, or whatever it is that you do in your firm that is tedious and that can be automated because it's very, very straightforward. So again, this was designed to get your wheels turning, hopefully show you some capability, and hopefully it was helpful. So if this was helpful, go ahead and join our free Facebook group. I do stuff like this all the time in there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.